Greetings. Greetings, dear Divine. Thank you for taking a pit stop here, spending your time here with me now. I welcome you to my space that I've cleansed, cleared, and have settled in and received guidance, offerings for us to consider at the time and space I am receiving and you are receiving at your now and mine. So, if I resonate, if this energy invites you, then please do settle in here with me as I share with you what I am receiving from the divine, from the divine around us, being our divine mother, our earth, I've had a hummingbird drought. Tangent. I've had a hummingbird drought, and right when I said Mother Earth is here, a hummingbird paused, came into view and paused around my flowers. It's been a minute, so beautiful confirmation. Mother Earth, she's here. She has always been here. We've just forgotten. And I offer now some context that brought me to pulling cards to explore further. That brings me to now this video. I live in California, and I took a 50 minute drive last evening. So specifically Southern California, around LA. And the winds and fires and fallen trees, fallen light posts. Man, never seen anything like it. And I knew it was beyond. There was an emphasis for me encountering this because in my own healing journey, in my own inner work right now, I am recognizing a pattern of distracting myself from facing the depths of my emotional, mental experience, the pains that I carry, that I've carried. And so, in recognizing that pattern more consciously, and the most consciously I've ever recognized it, in the most subtlest of mental ways that influence my daily practices, I took it upon myself yesterday to be more with what I carry, what I've carried, what I've longed carried and have continued to bury until the weight's been too much. So in the state of beingness that I have taken the conscious practice of yesterday, I intended, without anticipating what I would experience, that I would drive in silence. And so the flow of my life through this channel, exploring my divine voice, the ways I wish to express what wishes to be expressed through me in any and all forms. I can't help but see the flow in now encountering what I saw yesterday. It was, and when I look up, I'm like going back there in my mind, heart energy. Mother Earth is angry. There's a fury. There was a fury in those winds. Like, I wasn't paying attention to the weather. Like, I've been lost in what I've been carrying. That's been that inner work, the self-sanctuary, that's been where I've been. And coming out of that space through that process and being completely silent to receive Mother Nature's fury and to receive it gradually, because I didn't anticipate it. I expected a natural drive, a usual casual drive through LA, and I noticed first how cars and myself, we were all driving not as fast. We naturally needed a slower speed to account for the strength of the winds flowing against us and affecting our trajectories at times. And it was also all the branches, leaves, all that the wind easily picked up and threw around. And then closer to my destination, it was bigger, or there was a small fire. There was a small fire that blew up a lot of smoke, kind of early mid my drive, and then later in my drive, then there were trees on the road, and there was one tree with a regular car, not like a cop car, a regular car that I assumed was the one who put out cones to protect and guide traffic around the tree. The tree took up 2 lanes, so the other 2 lanes of one flowing side had to become a single lane for us all to go around the tree. And then smaller trees, but still other trees as the drive progressed. And then I took, that one was wild. I took a turn, and right when I turned, there was a hill, a mountainscape, probably more a hill, not a mountain, if I'm real, but a hillside that just came into view at that turn. And on that hill was a trail of fire going like this, going down that hill. And I'm just driving, I just turned in, and now I'm driving straight to it, and I see the smoke, and I'm just like, whoa, is this the end of the world? My dramatic mind goes. And like, mind you, I'm noticing all these things in the silent drive of the journey that I am moving through, and I just receive, like, this is different. This is not your average wildfire, your average encounter of winds that we've seen so far. This has to be more intense than we've seen. And like, knowing that there are huge solar flares going on with the sun, and then this, and having, it's all these pieces are connecting for me of information and news and downloads that Mother Earth has been scorned for far too long. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. We are feeling her fury. She has warned us already through her symptoms. The worsening living conditions for us all. Global warming. Losing resources. Losing a species. We are living in unsustainable conditions. In a world divinely gifted to us to offer sustainable conditions. It's so ironic and can be infuriating, so I'm staying at ironic. Man. We literally live on a rock in the middle of the universe, placed at the perfectly distanced spot between all the other planets and our sun, with a moon. Like, we have this intelligent ecosystem divinely designed for our existence, for our thriving, for our provision, and yet we are dying. We as in Earth as one, including mankind, including all life on Earth. We are dying. And Mother Nature, Mother Gaia, Earth, she has not just warned us in her symptoms, but in other people who have seen the signs, scientists, philosophers, spiritual leaders, other people. Like, there have been many people who have pointed at these things and tried to tie them together for the world to see, and yet our world leaders do not see, do not wish to see, completely ignore, disregard. There is a harsh imbalance of masculine and feminine energies on this earth right now. An imbalance where the masculine is heavily present, heavily concentrated in all that we see and are in this earth right now. There are so many structures of power, of systems that are in place to direct and exert, and it is those forces concentrated that represent masculinity polarized, that leads the reality of existence we are all experiencing and perceiving, that lacks the feminine essence, that we are literally robbing of our earth and of each other through our systems in place. There have been many measures, attempts at us all awakening and arising to the oneness that is us all with Earth, with each other, with the cosmos. And the measure that seems to be intensifying is the measure of destruction, the power, the fury of death to be reborn. I believe, and I feel fear. I fear that that is the trajectory we are on. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorn, and if women in our society can do so much to one another and to other people, to communities, and imagine our earth scorned and allowing her fury to take up flames. And the misconception I think we also get lost in is that we try to save Mother Earth. We think that we got to adjust our moves, our behaviors physically, systemically, yes. On a deep level, yes. But to the extent that that distances the problem from us personally, that is where we falter. That is where we do not see the full picture. Because that is true, those systems do need to be transformed so that we are not extracting from ourselves and from the earth, and we are sustaining one another and our divinely designed ecosystem. But we must also look within. We must also own in ourselves and foster within ourselves individually and then collectively as one humanity that sense of oneness. We cannot get to a place where the systems that we have and are part of and build for our living actually sustain us if we are not people who want to sustain each other. The fury of the feminine is coming out of me, I feel, because it's so intuitive, so simple, but because of the masculine densities dictating our perceptions, our realities, our systems, we do not see it. We've forgotten, and that is where all those distortions have come into play to take us away from the divinity that exists in the earth, in nature, in all that we experience around us. This reality is divine. It is not bleak and absent of life. It is so full of it. And we must regard it as such. We must regard our earth as such, one another as such. That has been the call for so long, and I feel after my drive last night that this is the measure being implemented, divinely implemented, so that we can remember that we are all one, and that we can heal. And so then we can heal and dismantle, destroy, and reclaim the systems, the life-sustaining systems we have in place, the life-sustaining legislations we have in place. The winds, the fires that I saw last night, all iterations of that have transpired across time and space in whatever would best be defined as the recent times that all this has unfolded, trying to be as expansive in my verbiage as possible. All of these symptom signs are Mother Earth's war cry, the war cry of the divine feminine who has been extorted, scorned, extracted from, dominated, abused, beaten. The feminine has had enough. The feminine is wrathful with righteous fury, not to destroy for the sake of destroying, but to destroy for the sake of reclaiming herself, her power. That is the essence, the lived embodiment of spiritual wisdom that Goddess Kali Ma, that Goddess Kali wishes to make known. To soothe our fears. The destruction we see is not just that. It is death for the purpose of divine rebirth. It is the caterpillar to butterfly. It is leaving everything we have known that has now, that at the end of that point has limited us, so that we can expand beyond all that we could have ever been before. It is time for us as mankind to expand into a higher embodiment of our divine potential. We do not have to live in conflict and opposition with one another. Despite what recorded history, taught, and present would tell us, there is so much in unrecorded history. I discern, intuit as in the action word of intuition. I intuit from within that we have lived as humanity one with the earth, with the divinity in us all, in all species, in all that we see, the forces of nature, and all that we have. We have lived that way in a period where, therefore, we did not have conflict, did not have war. we're being asked to remember, to see in our mind, and therefore call forth into our lived experience a dream from our vantage point of a better world. And it's possible. It was divinely designed after all. Where did we go wrong? And it is. It is in our mind. It is in the limits of ourselves that we become attached to, identify with. Then it also is the aspects of ourselves that we disembody, throw away, neglect, detach from, our divinity, our soul, the fullness, capacity of love that we can feel and experience for all things. We detach from so much because we become identified with our name, our personality, and the way we would describe ourselves and envision that person to live their life. We forget the infinite possibilities that can be sourced from within our own souls, and that is endlessly fueling all of life. The power of creation emanates through all that we see, all that we are. And we have been disconnected from that power. We have lowered that feminine connection, our connection to the feminine, divine feminine power of creation. There it is. At some point we place the feminine beneath the masculine. At some point we disgraced divinity in the feminine, and that permeates so much of our existence, so much of each female's existence, and so much of our systemic undertones, lived realities. We have forgotten what it means to be a divine feminine embodied in all ways in this world, in that our systems can be life-sustaining, just like the sun sustains life being placed that far away from us. The sun is so powerful, and yet it stays there. Our governments, our systems can be powerful, but completely intelligently designed just to focus on sustaining life, supporting the ecosystems, ensuring this divine design is not disrupted. That brings us to ecstatic union. That brings us to oneness. The most pleasurable, life-affirming, life-sustaining, life-abundant experience. Heaven on earth. Heaven on earth is possible. Heaven on earth is possible. A God that promises heaven after life is a God that disconnects us from our sacred power to create heaven on earth through our soul, our divinity lived in us, expressed through us. We do not have to succumb, kneel, follow the structures and systems that currently exist. We can reimagine a more exquisite, divine experience. Bring it forth to this reality. That is the vision that I see, the frequency that I wish to ground into this earth through my efforts and my healing and my inner work and in my soul expressions, my soul creations. And so I'd like to close with a song that came through me last night, yesterday through today, only affirmed by these cards. Mother Gaia's angry, we did not take heed. Mother Gaia's angry, we did not take heed. I call on Goddess Kali, please unfold our destiny. I call on Goddess Kali, please unfold our destiny. Mother Gaia's angry, we did not take heed. Mother Gaia's angry, for we did not take heed. So I call on Goddess Kali, please unfold our destiny. I call on Goddess Kali, please unfold our destiny. Cream, 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 cream. I end that song with the mantra of Goddess Kali, Kriyam, Cream, that we surrender our ego, our fear, our trauma, our guilt, our pain, embrace deeper oneness within so that it can unfold without in our reality to the utmost possibility. I call on Goddess Kali to allow us to surrender that which inhibits us, that which weighs us. That we may embrace a rebirth into ecstatic union with an abundance world where all can thrive in a pleasurable existence. That is the highest timeline that is possible that we've lost by pointing fingers. Thank you to Divine for witnessing me today, for receiving me and from through me this offering of perspective to consider in the unfolding of our lived experience on earth. May what resonate, resonate, and may what does not, not. I wish you well. Please take care. Tend to yourself in the ways that destruction can activate, trigger anything in the range of stress, anxiety, through deep fear, trauma, etc. Take care of yourself. Take care of your fear. Ground in your divinity, in the divinity that is. To the caterpillar, what is death is what the master exclaims becomes the butterfly.